Today, I'm taking you on a journey of how I decided which class and spec I'm going to main. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what I've chosen, why I made that decision, and how I got there.
Hello everyone, this is Brink, and welcome on my channel. And I do have a small confession to make. I admit I love gnomes. I am sorry, I am that guy. You must think no one plays gnomes. You probably don't notice because they are tiny. But I am also easy to spot because all my characters start with the name Brink. I've been playing World of Warcraft for over 20 years now, raiding and tackling Mythic Plus ever since it was introduced. Ever since Mythic Plus came out in Legion, I have been playing all 5 tank classes. But this is all about to change in the next season to come. In this video, we're diving into my thought process as I choose my new main class and spec for the upcoming expansion, The War Within.
When picking a class and spec, a few things are super important to me. First off, the gameplay has to be engaging. I want a rotation that feels smooth and meaningful. Not just a basic builder and spender setup. I love it when there are cool synergies to think about while I'm playing. For me, that's my top priority.
Since I always aim to compete in high-end content, performance matters. This season, I've got a friend who's tanking, so I've decided to focus on a damage-dealing class. I generally prefer playing ranged and Mythic Plus, so that narrows down my options to Hunter, Balanced Druid, Mage, Elemental Shaman, or Warlock. And I already know Balanced Druid is not in a good spot right now.
After testing a bunch of these classes on beta, it came down to these 3 classes: Elemental Shaman, Mage, and Warlock. From experience, I know Mage and Warlock will always have at least one spec that's competitive. So let's say, for instance, Fire Mage is underperforming. I can switch to Arcane or Frost. The same goes for the Warlock. Destruction and Demonology have been strong in recent seasons, even if Affliction hasn't always been viable for some time now. The other specs have been doing really good. Elemental Shaman is looking really fun right now, and if it performs well, it got a few nerfs on its fire build, but they buffed the Stormbringer looks really cool. I'll definitely keep it as an alt, because if it does get nerfed, I'd be stuck with either a melee or healer spec, which means I could lose a lot of time gearing up at the start of the expansion. So, it's down to Mage or Warlock. Arcane Mage looks super fun to play, and visually, it's flashy and rising in popularity. The Frostfire hero talents for Fire Mage look amazing, but the synergy feels a bit lacking. The Firebomb playstyle does bring back some nostalgia from my Mists of Pandaria days though. Frost has also improved. It's still about pressing procs, but the rotation feels much more interesting now. Overall, Mage seems like a solid choice with good utility, survivability, and engaging gameplay. Arcane is looking amazing. I can definitely see me playing Arcane. They made it less complicated, but it still has a lot of depth and room for a skilled player to shine. On the other hand, Warlock is also looking fantastic. They've really taken the aesthetics to the next level. Huge demons, voids opening up with demons, pouring out, and even Affliction has a much better visual feel now. Blizzard has done an amazing job bringing Warlock spells to life. Demonology makes you feel like a one-person army with all those pets, imps, dogs, Felguards. And Destruction, which used to be my least favorite spec, now feels like it has a much stronger Warlock identity with its new riffs and flashy green spells. Truth be told, I love playing all 3 Warlock specs. And by now, you might have guessed it. I'm maining Warlock in the War Within. Affliction finally seems to be in a good spot, and I can't wait to play the dot playstyle, blasting enemies into EU oblivion. It's been so long since this spec was competitive, and I'm really looking forward to it. If Affliction does get nerfed, and it won't be viable, Warlock still has two other specs that appeal to me more than the alternatives Mage currently has offered. This choice is all about personal preference and a deep connection to the class fantasy. The visuals that bring this fantasy to life have only gotten better over the years. In my opinion, hunters could use a similar upgrade. Make those arrows more visible and more impactful. Warlocks bring awesome utility to the team. Health stones, summoning stone, and even a combat rest. It's always good to have a Warlock on board. I hope you'll follow me on my adventures in the War Within, where I'm aiming to be the #1 on my realm. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And if you want to join our WoW community, you'll find the Discord link in the description below.